Now on Fast Track Live, the midterm election is weeks away, but will students still vote? We talked to the Boilermakers about the issues important to them, plus bringing hope to the lost.
I've got examples of lives changing all over.
We'll introduce you to a local church taking their ministry behind bars, and a busy night at Starry Night.
I think it's the live music and then the kind of community it creates.
A look back at a fast-growing event near campus each year that makes the night come alive. Fast Track News starts right now.
The following program was produced by the students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
Hello, and welcome to a new edition of Fast Track News. I'm Sydney Simone Tucker. Now at 5:30, voter registration drives are underway on Purdue's campus. And while there's been a lot of attention over next month's midterm election, an NBC News poll shows barely half of millennials say they'll vote. We sent Fast Track reporter Declan Mack to Purdue's campus to talk with local students about the issues most important to them and whether they plan on heading to the polls next month.
InsideHigherEducation.com says that while college students' voting increased significantly from 2012 to 2016, only 18% of students voted in the last midterm election. So do you plan on voting this November?
I do not.
I do not plan on voting.
A 2014 survey found that only 18% of college students voted in the last midterm election. Despite that number being so low, we interviewed a Purdue student, Gavin, who's not one of them.
I do plan on voting in November.
Why is that?
I feel like it's really important to vote. It's our right as a citizen to vote, and every vote matters. You should always be able to express your opinion that way.
What issues are going to be most important to you?
Economic issues are really important to me, and a lot of civil rights issues are important to me. It's a lot of detail, really, when you get down to it, but a lot of different issues are really important on the ballot this year, for sure.
Very nice. And now, more specifically, what rights are most important to you?
I feel like freedom of speech is really important. You see that a lot of places in the world, they don't get the same rights that we get here, and I view that is probably one of the best rights we have.
All right. And as a college student, do you feel that those freedom rights, or those rights of freedom of speech, impact you more heavily or less so?
I feel like it impacts us quite a bit, because now more than ever is when we finally get a lot of ideas about the world and what we'll think about for the rest of our lives, and being able to openly express that with other college students really helps us to build upon those ideals and build upon those values that we have for ourselves.
According to the campusvoteproject.com, only 17% of people ages 18 to 24 cast a ballot in the 2014 midterm elections.
I have not informed myself enough for this upcoming election.
I am not very up to date on what is going on with politics and everything.
Crap. Jackson, why do I vote?
Fast Track News, I'm Declan McInerney.
Purdue University's College of Liberal Arts is introducing a new program named Degree Plus. It'll let students complete 2 bachelor's degrees without extending their time to graduate. Here's how it works. Students with a major outside of the College of Liberal Arts will fulfill an all-university core curriculum requirements and all major requirements for their degree. But they won't have the complete liberal arts core curriculum. Instead, they'll just have to complete the courses specific to their chosen liberal arts major. The university says it will make adding liberal arts degree more manageable to students who will end up with 2 degrees from Purdue. Each week, churches fill up with worshipers for Sunday services, but here in Lafayette, one congregation isn't finished when the service is over. Fast Track reporter Nick Wayne shows us how they're taking church behind bars.
Every Sunday morning, Lafayette's Reformed Presbyterian Church begin praying for the coming week, especially for Sunday afternoon. This is when the volunteers will be here, the Tippecanoe County Jail, to minister to the people behind bars. Robert Bibby has been coming here, praying with inmates for almost 35 years.
For the most part, a lot of my team members do basically are Bible studies with both men and women. I have men and women volunteers. Myself personally, I tend to more expound on Scripture, preach basically, to a group of, actually 3 different groups of inmates.
3 groups include 20 inmates, and all the volunteers covers a total of 500 inmates. Many developed a personal relationship and shared their lives and sorrows with the volunteers. The volunteers also help with communication with their families, treatment for addiction, and temporary housing once they're released. And all of this started with a love story.
You know, I grew up in a non-Christian home, and you know, by God's grace, I ended up coming in contact to the church through my wife. Actually, before she was my wife, when she was my girlfriend. The way that I could see her was go to church. And I've always had a burden for people that were disenfranchised by society in general.
In 1968, Robert visited some former inmates in Michigan and witnessed how people's lives were turned around through a ministry.
After I went, I couldn't sleep. Actually, that night I was up most of the night thinking about that ministry. The following week, I was actually in jail for the first time.
In 1981, America's economy took a turn for the worse. The company he worked for laid off half of its employees, and his job was also in jeopardy. While he was looking for a more stable job, he also looked for the opportunities to serve in the jail ministry and ended up here in Lafayette.
But I also went down and I interviewed with the sheriff because I wanted to find out if there was an opportunity to do jail ministry. And if there wasn't, then I was not going to take the job.
When he started the ministry, he would not imagine how the ministry has changed people's hearts.
They're functioning society. Some of these folks now, they go to church, they're members of churches, they have jobs, and they actually own homes. You know, you see that these people are really the rock for their families.
However, Robert doesn't take any credit for what he has done.
I don't consider myself anything special. I'm just a regular guy. And, you know, years ago, when I first came to faith in Christ, I really wanted to give back.
So what does success look like for Robert?
So I've got examples of lives changing all over. But quite honestly, for me, it would be worth it if there was only just one.
Nick Wong, Fast Track News.
From cool and breezy to a nice sunny day on campus, our meteorologist Brianna Shipp has more on what we can expect from the weather.
Hey guys, I'm outside with your live look outside. As you can see, it is a nice sunny day. It is beautiful outside for an October day. Can you believe it? It is 83 degrees on October 1st. The winds are a little breezy. It's moving my hair. It's like 11 miles per hour, so it's a little breezy, not too bad. The humidity is 44 and it is 59 degrees with your dew point. So it's a nice, comfortable day. It's not super humid. It's very comfortable for a fall day. Tonight, 66, partly cloudy, and showers and thunderstorms will be possible. I will be bringing that to you later with a live look at what is going outside, not in our neck of the woods, but out across the country, with winds 5 to 10 miles out of the south-southwest, and it is going to be a nice night. Okay, so stay right there, guys. I'll be back later on in the show with your look for the full forecast.
Up next, a story on the founder of Vox. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So the Brian Lamb School of Communication has a long tradition as a department of communication originally, so well over 100-year tradition.
There has been communication here in the teaching of speech and organizational communication and other things for decades.
We have a very vibrant, I think, curriculum for our students in 5 different areas of communication.
It's everything from human relations and communication about relationships to public relations to communication within organizations to video production.
I think we attract really a variety of students who are interested in learning about communication skills, but then also being able to use those skills in a variety of settings.
Students have a lot of chances to get real, practical, applied experience, hands-on learning.
The classes that I've taken have definitely helped me grow in the career that I want, and I could not imagine taking any of these classes anywhere else.
I think a great part of our curriculum is when we have alumni who come back to classes and talk to students.
The networking is incredible through this program. We're all over the nation and even all over the world. I've actually had an internship where a Purdue grad was working there full time, and it was at Warner Brothers Studios.
I think when people hear about Purdue University, their first thoughts are probably engineering and astronauts. I'd like for students who aren't necessarily interested in being astronauts or engineers to also think about Purdue, but in terms of the Brian Lamb School of Communication.
Also very excited to see what my future holds because of Purdue, and I know I'm fully prepared because of the Brian Lamb School.
Last Wednesday, Purdue students had the opportunity to hear journalist, political commentator, and the founder of Vox give insight on the Supreme Court decision.
Last Wednesday, the journalist, blogger, and political commentator who works as editor-at-large and founder of Vox, Ezra Klein, showed up in Purdue campus for a discussion of Supreme Court nomination. Before that, he sat down and had conversation with students at the Center for C-SPAN Scholarship and Engagement. And he told students he was trying to do something different.
I think a lot of things happen because somebody's in an industry and they see something they feel they should be doing. It's where their work should go, but they can't quite get there. And Vox was built to solve the problem of, we thought we had a better way to cover things like the Affordable Care Act, which was up on that screen earlier, but we couldn't quite get there. We needed new technology, we needed new workflows, we needed a different way of organizing personnel. And so it's an effort to solve those problems.
During the conversation, Ezra told students his experience and feelings of establishing Vox.
I am very, very, very proud of building Vox. Doing things differently is harder than I thought it would be. It's a lot easier to have ideas about what is not being done in the market than to actually, in a day-to-day way, every day resist the pressure to do things the way everybody else is doing them. I'd say we succeed like 3 days out of 5. But even in an organization where everybody's more or less on the same page and built to do things in a specific way, the pull to just do what everybody else is doing is overwhelming. It's so powerful. It's so much more powerful than I had understood it to be. And the other thing as an entrepreneur is that roles are very ill-defined. And so one of the things that I did for a long time was everything. I wrote and I made videos and I made podcasts and I was the editor-in-chief and I was basically the business manager, and I was not like a lot of other people were everything too. It was not a one-man show by any means, but I had my hand in everything. And eventually we got big enough that I had to choose what was I really doing, right? What did I really want to do? And that's when I stepped down to ZIC, let somebody else manage the whole of the organization so I could focus on creative direction and some of my own reporting, writing, because that's how I get ideas about the world and how I get ideas about how we should cover the world.
As a journalist, Ezra also gives his advice to Brian Lamb School students who wants to approach a career-owned journalism industry.
And one of my views is to take responsibility over prestige, to go to the small place where you get to actually write articles or blog posts or whatever it might be, rather than like the New Yorker, where it's very prestigious, but you don't get to do anything. I think that what makes you better at work is doing the work. And so, this might work in different ways in different fields, and I don't want to overly generalize my own experience, but speaking for journalists, what makes you a better journalist is doing a lot of journalism, is writing all the time. And so whether you're doing that for someone, or you're doing it on Medium, or you're doing it on a Blogspot blog, just trying to write a lot, whether you're doing that in an internship or on your own, You know, if you apply for a job at Vox and you're at some place I've never heard of, or you're not even at any place at all, but I can see 3 articles you've done that I just wish we had been the ones to publish, that's much more compelling to me than you were an intern at Vanity Fair. I know Vanity Fair, but it doesn't really tell me anything about you. So, you know, trying to do the work as much as you can, and go to places that let you do the work with some supervision is, I think, 3 good kind of rubrics to know if every day you're doing what you need to do to get a little bit better and to prove yourself in your own field.
Purdue is home to many cafeterias and restaurants on campus, but some are so tucked away that you would never know they're even here. Fast Track reporter Carly Miller reports.
Take the Undergrounds Cafe in the basement of Hicks, for example. For Purdue junior Alex Steele, Undergrounds is the perfect place for a little pick-me-up. Whether she is in between classes or cramming for an exam, Undergrounds offers a variety of espresso drinks and food options.
I really just like the places that are on campus because it's really convenient for me to stop there.
Alex enjoys stopping in for her usual iced coffee.
I can stop and take a quick coffee break if I'm ever getting tired throughout my studies, so that's what I enjoy most.
The employees are prompt and the coffee is energizing. Not only does the cafe benefit its customers, but it provides students with a job opportunity while on campus. Senior Aurelia has worked at the cafe for a little over a year and enjoys the different perks that come with the job.
I genuinely like meeting people. Like, I like talking to people. Like, I like having, like, my regular customers that come in at my time. Like, it's kind of fun. And some of them I've even become, like, actual friends with outside of work. Like,
this cafe in particular even offers some school supplies like pens and pencils along with its selection of snacks. Although it might be hidden below ground, Undergrounds is definitely a go-to for students like Alex and Aurelia who need some caffeine or extra cash to get through the day.
When we come back, Brianna has our extended forecast to see what we can expect for the first week of October.
While moonlight falls across the moor, a creature lurks in shadow. Through veils of fog, its howling roar rumbles through your window. The foul beast bears foul fangs and pounces for a bite. It disappears through shattered panes and leaves a grisly sight. Alerts on speaker, alerts on screen. Behold the transformation. Where once before stood pure machines, now stands contamination. They sniff, they snarl, they snort aloud. They spy upon the movements of an unsuspecting online crowd. Beware these malware mutants. The doctor scans for viral forces, detecting worms and Trojan horses. They try all manner of healing courses. The gypsy's relics, the father's blessing, a silver bullet, some garlic dressing. They keep guessing and guessing and guessing, until at last, in no time flat,
get me the antivirus stat!
The serum quickly breaks the fever.
That ought to do it. Now throw the lever.
And all goes still, and all goes silent. May they rest in peace instead of violence. Protect your gadgets from evil malware. Download antivirus software.
Purdue Extension Health and Human Sciences provides education to people of all ages in Indiana's 92 counties.
The community is our classroom, where we bring university information to the local level
and help people strengthen families, spend smart, eat right, and to live well.
Tell me how HHS can help you.
Tell me how HHS can help you.
Tell me how HHS can help you.
Hey guys, the weather is beautiful today. It is a beautiful 83 degrees. It is nice. It is October 1st and it is 83 degrees and sunny. If I go back to my last slide, you can see a live look outside. It is nice and sunny. The clouds are there, unfortunately, but you know, we'll take it. It's October. We have winds out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour. And so, like, you know, it's It's a little breezy. It's going to blow your hair, but it's not horrible. It's not really windy. You'll enjoy it. Humidity at 44% and a dew point at 59 degrees. That is comfortable, ladies and gents. That is beautiful fall weather. It is not gross August heat and humidity. It is 83, but comfy. If you look at our temperature map over here, we have warm temperatures up in the south, and up in the north it's a little cooler in the 50s in Minnesota and whatnot, but it is still a nice October day. And a live look at our radar. As you can see, no storms or showers right now. It is nice and comfortable and beautiful. The weather is beautiful, but unfortunately later in the week I have storms. As you can see, there's a little cold front coming this way. It's going to bring us some showers and storms later tonight and into tomorrow. The storms will be strong or severe at times, but it's fine. They'll be fine. Tonight's forecast, we have a low of 66 degrees, so again, very comfortable for a fall day. It's going to be partly cloudy and beautiful. Storms, showers, like I said, possible. It's not going to be a total washout. They'll come in and then they'll be gone. Winds will be out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not super breezy, just enough to blow your hair around if you're out and about late tonight. Our 7-day forecast, as you can see, it's going to be a very rainy week. We have Tuesday a high of 79 with a low of 64, so nice comfortable fall day, but we have showers and storms possible tomorrow. Wednesday, much of the same, less rain though. 86 degrees is going to be our high with a low of 70. Thursday, high of 74, low of 61. Showers and storms possible again. Same thing for Friday, 84 degrees, so it's going to be a lot warmer on Friday with a low of 68. And as you can see, the rest of the weekend it's going to be raining. Back to you. Commercials. Oh, 15. I was told to wrap it up. So yeah, the weekend is going to be very, very rainy and gross, but hey, it's still beautiful temperatures. Sending it to commercial. Now.
So the Brian Lamb School of Communication has a long tradition as a department of communication originally, so well over 100-year tradition.
There has been communication here in the teaching of speech and organizational communication and other things for decades.
We have a very vibrant, I think, curriculum for our students in 5 different areas of communication.
It's everything from human relations and communication about relationships to public relations to communication within organizations to video production.
I think we attract really a variety of students who are interested in learning about communication skills, but then also being able to use those skills in a variety of settings.
Students have a lot of chances to get real, practical, applied experience, hands-on learning.
The classes that I've taken have definitely helped me grow in the career that I want, and I could not imagine taking any of these classes anywhere else.
I think a great part of our curriculum is when we have alumni who come back to classes and talk to students.
The networking is incredible through this program. We're all over the nation and even all over the world. I've actually had an internship where a Purdue grad was working there full time, and it was at Warner Brothers Studios.
I think when people hear about Purdue University, their first thoughts are probably engineering and astronauts. I'd like for students who aren't necessarily interested in being astronauts or engineers to also think about Purdue, but in terms of the Brian Lamb School of Communication.
Also very excited to see what my future holds because of Purdue, and I know I'm fully prepared because of the Brian Lamb School.
Purdue students and the greater Lafayette community came together this weekend under a canopy of string lights. Yahara Martinez and Ding Dan Hao show us around a popular music and arts festival that attracts thousands of people each year.
Starry Night, hosted by Campus House and Great House Coffee, is an annual music and art festival that brings thousands out to Chauncey to enjoy live music, art, and various other fun activities.
We started it 16 years ago. This is something that our church, Purdue Christian Campus House, put together, and we wanted a way to really bless the community and bring people together. So we started it out in a parking lot with about 100 people, and each year it's grown, and We opened Gray House Coffee Shop about 10 years ago. We moved the festival down to these streets, and then the last 10 years we've just kept expanding, and so it's been really awesome to get to bless the community that way.
For many, a night under the lights is a great way to spend time with friends. Lead pastor of Campus House, Rob Strumpf, says Starry Night offers a variety of ways people can enjoy their time together.
Starry Night is a unique festival in that we have bands and vendors, but we also have a hands-on area. So people get to create art, and they get to, we have some prompts that people get to write, and we have a conversation couch where strangers sit on a couch and have a conversation. And so we have a lot of different aspects to bring people together.
Those who attended had the opportunity to visit various booths where local artisans and merchants were selling artwork, jewelry, vintage clothing, and more. For one of those vendors, this is her 9th year coming out to Starry Night.
My name is Autumn Liebinggood, and this is my booth, Autumn Rose Designs. We have been a part of actually Starry Night Festival for, I think this is our 9th year of being here, so it's been incredible. So it's very busy tonight, as you can see, yes.
Autumn and her team have grown to love Starry Night, and year after year, they keep coming back.
That the people here are so nice and so kind to us. They are honestly some of the best show and vendor that we have ever been a part of. I love the atmosphere, love the lights, love the people, and it's just popular, the music, everything. This is honestly my favorite show of the whole year. I love this show. So.
Throughout the years, this event has grown to be a campus favorite among students who enjoy coming out to Starry Night each year.
Probably just like all the people selling things and the lights and all the people, and it's always a good time.
I think it's the live music and then the kind of community it creates, and so I know that there's some crafts and some booths, and so I think it's something fun to do on a Saturday night that's not staying at home and watching Netflix.
Reporting for Fast Track, Yahaira Martinez and Ding Dan Hao.
With exams kicking into high gear, students are surely ready for some downtime. Ding Dan Hao went to see what students were looking forward to doing with their free time over October break.
My name is Maggie. I am a freshman and I'm majoring in pre-professionalism with a concentration on PT, and over fall break I'm going home and then getting a tattoo.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a tattoo, but I'm afraid that would be like so painful.
It's not even that bad. Like this one hurt a little bit, but yeah, it was a little bad, but I mean, I have a high pain tolerance too, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
No problem.
My name is Mackenzie. I'm a freshman and I'm majoring in brain and behavioral science. And over fall break, I'm going home to visit my family and friends, and I'm getting my nose pierced again.
Nose pierced?
Yeah.
Is it one already?
I had it done once, but it closed up on the inside, so I have to go get it redone now that it's healed.
It's also, oh, you two guys are so nice. Oh my god. Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah.
That must be pretty. Like,
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Man, it seemed like September lasted forever, and I'm surely excited for fall break. What about you, Brianna?
Oh, so excited. I can't wait to go home this weekend.
What are you going to do?
Honestly, I'm just going to go home and pet my dogs.
Oh, I miss my dog.
Yeah.
He's only an hour away, but he's so cute.
Yeah, no, I haven't been home in about a month, so I miss my dogs.
Hopefully we can
A
get some
lot.
October weather going this month because, you know, it's been about 80 degrees. I'm actually ready for fall weather this year.
Yeah,
so.
no, definitely. We're going to have a lot of really good fall weather this weekend. It's going to be nice and raining. Unfortunately raining, but it's still going to be really nice. I think our weather will start clearing up and being very, very fall-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably won't have to turn on the air conditioner again for the rest of the month. Yeah.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us, but don't forget, next Monday is fall break, so we will not be airing a live show, but tune in the following week, October 15th, for another edition of Fast Track Live. Have a good night.